Who would have known that eating Skrull would give you powers, but those powers would come with a steep price? Let's get into the video and find out the origin of the Skrull Kill Crew. The events that led to the formation of the Skrull Kill Crew were set in motion years ago by Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic of the Fantastic Four. Very early in the careers of the Fantastic Four, they were impersonated by a group of Skrulls in a plot to eliminate the Fantastic Four so the Skrulls could take over the Earth. The Fantastic Four stopped the plot and captured 3 of the 4 Skrulls. The Skrulls pleaded with the Fantastic Four not to harm them. Mr. Fantastic came up with a plan to deal with the Skrulls. He had them shapeshift into cows and then hypnotized them into believing they were cows. They then left the cows to graze harmlessly in the fields. The Avengers would later have a run-in with the Skrull cows who had transformed back into their Skrull form. The Skrulls were recaptured and turned over to the Alien Activities Commission, who forced the Skrulls to turn back into cows. They were taken directly to the slaughterhouse. After being slaughtered, their Skrull remains were unknowingly mixed in with the other beef and shipped throughout the United States. People who consumed the contaminated beef became infected by the Skrull DNA. Some proved to be immune, others died horrible deaths almost immediately, and then there was a small group that was infected but didn't die right away. This group was slowly dying but gained the ability to shapeshift, see through Skrull disguises, and other assorted powers. They also developed an impulsive desire to kill Skrull. One of those infected was a man named Ryder. As a result of his infection, Ryder gained the abilities of shapeshifting, telepathy, and invisibility. He also developed enhanced reflexes and strength. Ryder began gathering a team of infected to wipe out the Skrulls on Earth. His first recruit was Moonstomp, whose true name was never revealed. Moonstomp was a British neo-Nazi white supremacist, but his hatred of the Skrulls and desire to kill them was strong enough for him to put aside his racist views and work with Ryder, who was a black man. Moonstomp had the abilities of shapeshifting, telepathy, and could see Skrulls through their disguise. He carries a claw hammer he calls Noobler, which returns to him after he throws it. Moonstomp was already in the advanced stages of the infection and had developed dark patches spreading across his skin. The two set out to recruit more infected to the team, taking the time to kill Skrulls as they traveled. They soon found Rob Fortune, aka Dice. Dice was a laid-back surfer from LA. Ryder and Moonstomp arrived at the beach where Dice was surfing and killed his girlfriend, who was a Skrull in disguise. Dice freaked out and fled, and the duo pursued him, eventually catching him. Ryder told Dice who they were and explained to Dice why he had started having visions and could transform his hand into weapons. He joined the crew and they were off to continue recruiting members and killing Skrulls. The crew then headed to New York to recruit Heidi Slatkin. Heidi had begun to see the Skrull through their disguises and was freaking out. Realizing she could see them through their disguises, the Skrulls cornered her in an alley. Fortunately for Heidi, the kill crew showed up and started killing the Skrulls. In a panic, Heidi took off as the crew eliminated the Skrulls. One of the Skrulls escaped and went after Heidi, who shapeshifted for the very first time, transforming into a giant insectoid, possessing enhanced strength, sharp talons, and an extremely dense exoskeleton. In her insectoid form, she killed the Skrull who had pursued her. Ryder brought Heidi up to speed on what was happening to her, and she joined the crew going by the codename of Riot. The crew headed off to DC to recruit the final member of the team, a supermodel named Kimberly D. Kimberly was flying into DC from London on the same flight as the Slovenian president. Baron von Strucker wanted to take over Slovenia and rule it, so his Hydra agents hijacked the plane to get to the president. That's when Kimberly discovered her abilities. Kimberly transformed into a feline humanoid with enhanced strength, agility, speed, and razor-sharp claws, and single-handedly took out the Hydra agents on the plane. Meanwhile, the kill crew had arrived at the airport and made easy work of the Hydra agents there. As the plane was evacuated, Ryder saw that the Slovenian president was a Skrull and went to kill him. Captain America, who had arrived at the scene, protected the president, unaware that he was a Skrull, leading to Ryder and Captain America having a brief confrontation. Later, when Captain America briefed Nick Fury on the incident, Nick Fury seemed to imply that Ryder had a history with S.H.I.E.L.D. Kimberly was recruited into the crew and given the codename of Catwalk. The Skrull Kill Crew was now complete and they headed out to rid the Earth of Skrulls. They soon encountered Skrulls impersonating the Fantastic Four. Although the Skrulls were able to mimic the powers of their Fantastic Four counterparts, the Skrull Kill Crew were able to kill them all. Shortly after that, they stumbled upon Pleasant Valley, a town completely comprised of Skrulls. The crew killed every Skrull in Pleasant Valley. violently slaughtering all 3,678 Skrull residents of the town. In the meantime, the infection they were all afflicted with was slowly rotting their bodies, some faster than others. Eventually, the infection overcame Moonstomp, Dice, and Catwalk, rotting their bodies so badly that the only parts left of them were their heads. Ryder put their heads into jars and placed them into cryostasis to preserve them. Ryder and Riot continued hunting Skrulls and began encountering Skrulls who were far more powerful than the previous ones and much harder to detect. Meanwhile, the hero 3D Man, who was a member of the Hawaii Initiative, had discovered that the Skrulls had infiltrated the organization. On his way to get help, his Quinjet crashed in the New Mexico desert. The crash was found by She-Thing, a member of the New Mexico Initiative and a Skrull imposter. 3D Man's powers allowed him to see that She-Thing was a Skrull. As She-Thing was about to kill 3D Man, he was rescued by the Skrull Kill crew. Ryder had always suspected that the Skrulls had infiltrated the superhero community, and the incident confirmed his suspicions. Ryder welcomed 3D Man into the crew, and they set out to eliminate the Skrulls who had infiltrated the initiative. After taking down and interrogating the Skrull who was impersonating Blacksmith in Arizona, the Skrull Kill crew discovered a Skrull had been planted on every initiative team. As the crew went state to state eliminating the Skrull infiltrators, their group of allies grew. They received assistance from many of the initiative members like Hardball, Devil Slayer, Komodo, Cloud9, and Gravity. They used Devil Slayer's teleportation ability to move from state to state. Eventually, they came across Ant-Man, who had discovered that the Skrulls intended to send the United States into the negative zone. The Skrull Kill crew and their allies were running out of time to stop the Skrulls' plan. There were 6 initiative bases left to clear, and only 3 Kill crew members that could see the Skrull. So Ryder decided it was time to call in backup and took Dice, Catwalk, and Moonstomp out of cryostasis, knowing that they wouldn't live long outside of cryostasis and this would be their last mission. They split their initiative allies into 6 teams, sending a member of the Kill crew with each team. They were able to stop the Skrulls' plan to send the United States into the negative zone and help to defeat the secret invasion. Afterward, 3D Man quit the initiative and officially joined the Skrull Kill crew. He helped Ryder and Riot bury Moonstomp, Dice, and Catwalk. After burying her friends, Riot gave in to the infection and died as well. Ryder and 3D Man buried Riot and set off to continue eliminating the Skrulls on Earth. But remember, this is the comics, and you would later see the original members of the Skrull Kill crew again. Well, that's the origin of the Skrull Kill crew. As always, I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to stop by the channel and check out this video. Please smash that like button and drop a comment down below. It really helps out the channel. Well, that does it for this video. We'll see you again real soon, but until then, I'm Ghost. Peace.